So French.
My mother called me Rahim. My name is Rahim officially. So my name is Rahim Sharif. I am a professional artist, graduate of Ecole Nationale Supérieure des Beaux Arts de Paris. At the same time, Parsons School of Design of New York. I do work different techniques and different palettes when I work. I work on palettes that are impossible, that are wrong, and I make it work, and that's the challenge, you see. I lost my father when I had just finished my high school. And my father, even though he wanted me to be a jet fighter pilot, he saw me, I love painting, and he was generous. He bought me material until I started selling my first artwork at the age of 12. But when I lost him and I was at high school, all my dreams collapsed of going and studying art. And I had to work to make my family live. And I always had this thing in my head that maybe one day I go and study art. Among the things I did for British Petroleum Company, I used to rent them few of our cars. And I always had my sketching book next to me in the car, trying to save the salary of a driver, so I used to drive myself. But then one good day, as I was meeting passengers and VIPs at the airport, there was a chargé d'affaires trying to establish the French embassy. Monsieur Depis told him, I want to go and study art in France. And he was very generous. The guy came to establish an embassy, and here a young guy jumps on him with his portfolio. So he sent my portfolio to Ecole de Beaux Arts. At the same time, same days, I met this person at the airport coming from Abu Dhabi, Monsieur Lartigue. When Monsieur Lartigue came, he sat in the front and he saw my sketching book. And he told me, why don't you go and study in France? I told him I like to, but I'm committed to my family. I have to make my family live, and I don't have money. He takes his card and give it to me and said, if you think going to France, let me know. So I took his card and put it in my pocket. Few weeks after, the French chargé d'affaires called me. He said, how come you are admitted at the school of Ecole de Beaux Arts? You have to go for a practical exam. You have to go and draw in front of them. I took the paper from the Monsieur Depis, called Monsieur Lartigue. I said, I have been accepted at Ecole de Beaux Arts. He said, come to Abu Dhabi, I want to see you. My dress was the same thing, jeans and a t-shirt. I remember I went at that time to Lourdes Boutique, bought a decent shirt, and it was high heel time at that time. Bought myself a nice shoe, and went to Abu Dhabi. And they sent a telex to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Paris to give me a scholarship. He gave me a copy. He said, go. A scholarship is waiting for you in Paris. By that time, my brother had come from UK, so he took care of the business. I had no pocket money even to go to Paris. I remember I took a loan from my uncle, and all my family says, you crazy, you're going to Paris? And I said, I'm going, I want to be an artist. I went to Paris with the idea if I eat bread and drink water, I will not die. It is that little things that makes you move. Then I went into competition, Pierre David Veil, and I won an award, exhibition award, And then when I went in 76 into Grand Mas, the big drawing competition, and won the award, the French government scholarship services, they were very happy. I always encourage young artists to take the opportunity, any opportunity, and go to France. Paris especially has a charm that I will not get enough of it. The sophistication of France and French people, you can find it in many things. A display of a window in Paris has so much taste. You can enjoy. One of the things I love to do in Paris is just walk on the street and look at the showcases, you know. There's over 1,000 museums in Paris, different kind of thing. And what's amazing, when you start finding these new or old streets, and you realize, oh, suddenly a shop exists for 200 or 300 years, and they are specialized into doing small marble details. And then you got that side and you got the other side in Paris, super ultra contemporary. I've seen a lot of big cities. Paris is Paris. You know, I think for the cultural world, it's maybe the mecca of intellectual people and artists.
So French.